Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial. This segment's being brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to educate their consumers, to grow their practices, and to leave a legacy. We're doing a series of spotlights on remarkable attorneys across the country with a focus on estate planning and elder law. And joining me on this segment from Orange County, California, is Amy Haupert. Amy, welcome to the program.
Thank you, Mark. Nice to be here.
I know that elder law and estate planning is quite a broad topic. Can you please give us a little, sneak peek at your areas of focus and, the types of clients that contact you for help?
Oh, no problem. So, yes, like you said, we do a lot of estate planning. That's kind of our bread and butter, everyday estate planning. What people think of as estate planning, wills, trust planning. But we also, my boss, Faye Blix, is a certified elder law specialist, which, regular estate planners plan, what happens after death, avoid taxes, avoid probate. Elder law attorneys who do estate planning, we're concerned about what happens prior to death, incapacity, nursing care. So we concentrate a lot on those issues also. Planning for after death is, of course, very important, but planning what happens prior to death, sometimes that is what worries people more than what they're going to do with their assets after they pass away. It's that not wanting to be a burden on their children that is really important.
So I guess that's why elder law sort of was an evolution of estate planning, if you will. And there's such a lack of awareness of the topic. Why do you think that is?
It's funny that you should say that. They didn't offer that course when I was in law school, way back when. I mean, I had no idea what it was when I graduated. Didn't know. Went to a firm, did estate planning. Had no idea. I've been with Faye for 17 years. And she was at the time an elder law specialist, and there were very few in Orange County out here. It is growing. There's a national organization now, National Academy of Elder Law Attorneys, but it is still not a huge area of the law. It is growing, and it needs to grow. You may have heard about the silver tsunami. All the baby boomers are now aging, and we're not prepared. The country as a whole is not prepared for what's coming. Alzheimer's is on the rise, and we are just not prepared for what's happening.
And since this is since there is such a lack of awareness of the topic, it must be hard for people to have all their ducks in a row. Like, can you give us a sneak peek at some of the dangers of not addressing this topic? Like, what can happen if somebody becomes incapacitated and nothing has been arranged?
We get calls all the time at our office, unfortunately, where family members will call and mom, dad, family member is now suffering from Alzheimer's or dementia, and the family member wants to step in to take care. And unfortunately, they don't have the proper documents that allows the family member to access funds, make medical decisions. They don't have the estate plan documents. And the only recourse is to go to court and file for conservatorship. It is costly. It is time consuming. The court here in Orange County, California, unfortunately, due to COVID, the courts here were shut down. Everything got backlogged, and we have budget cuts here. And it is taking forever. If two family members think that they should be in charge of mom, there's litigation, attorney's fees. This can all be, not all, but a lot of it can be done away with if the family member planned ahead, got their powers of attorney, their trust documents done, and then they get to choose. They get to pick the person they trust to put in charge of themselves.
So that's what they can do, preventative maintenance, if you will.
Yes.
What are the major pillars of areas you mentioned, like you go ahead. What are the areas that they should work on before any of this so they don't end up in crisis mode?
So it's funny that you said that, like, we're concentrating in this conversation on elder people. I think we should all do it. I think anybody over the age of 18 should at least have powers of attorney, meaning a financial power of attorney and an advanced healthcare directive.
The marketing department should make a different term for it rather than elder law. Because otherwise people think they don't need it.
Exactly. No, do it now. And it's, say it's like a fire insurance, put it in place now and hope you never need it. We all hope that we go peacefully in our sleep when it's our time, but let's put our affairs in order. It's, I become incapacitated. I have my affairs in order. I've put together my estate plan. I have the financial power of attorney. It's going to handle, my loved one who I trust to take care of me is going to be able to access my financial affairs, my advanced health care. They're going to be able to make medical decisions. They're going to be able to know, because I've stated it, whether I want heroic measures. Do I want a feeding tube upon my death? Do I want cremation, burial? It's going to be in there, which is, really nice to be able to tell a family member that, because that family member can't ask me anymore. And to be able to know whether mom or dad wants a feeding tube, that's a hard decision. So it's in there. You're allowed to put that in there. Additionally, probate. Probate is here in California, it's a long, expensive procedure, and it's a matter of public record. Nobody wants that here. So, a will, a trust, being able to dispose of your estate the way you want it to go to, not the way the state would have it go, is really important to people. Leaving a legacy for your kids, for your loved ones, is you get to choose, not have the state choose it for you, or a judge decide who should be the best conservator over your estate, over your assets while you're alive. It just, it gives you the choices rather than the court system.
Is the term living will different than your typical will and testament, or is it the same thing?
No. The will that I'm discussing is a will that comes, you execute your will, you decide who's going to get your assets, and I mean, you do it during your lifetime. It's revocable, amendable, and it kind of, it doesn't avoid probate. You still have to go to probate if your assets are over a certain amount of money, but it's not a living will. A living will is where you decide where it has more to do with healthcare than the will that we're talking about, where you dispose of your assets.
So that's the additional thing that you want to get in place to make sure you have some direction and control over what happens.
Exactly. Yes. You just want to make sure that, and most estate planners, I think countrywide, when you walk into an estate planner, we don't just do a will or just a trust. We usually have the conversation with our clients to do everything, the will, the trust, the powers of attorney, so that it's, A to Z kind of thing that you're taking care of for incapacity. As elder law attorneys, we do that, but we also have conversations with our clients about, in the future, what if you needed nursing care? What if you needed more care at home? We look at their financial. We talk about possible Medi-Cal planning. Every other state is called Medicaid, but in California, of course, we call it Medi-Cal. So we have discussions about that, and kind of delve into things so that our clients can go home and then hopefully be assured, and then they keep their estate plan, they keep it here in a safe place, and hope they don't need it, but it's there when the time comes. And I have had the children or the loved ones come in and say, thank God mom and dad set it up, it's there. I step in and was able, to, it wasn't a mess is what I'm saying. I was able to administer mom and dad's estate, and I'm not saying it's, ever when somebody dies, as clean as easy, but we try to make it as simple and straightforward as we can.
It's as close to peace of mind as you can get, it sounds like.
Exactly. Yes. And a lot of clients come in, they sign, and it's like a weight is lifted, and it's kind of a area of the law that I knew I wanted to go into and feel good. And
Yeah,
And
tell me
people
about
use
that,
my
Amy. You mentioned a little bit about your journey into elder law and estate planning. What inspired you to get started in the field?
so at my well, I did family law briefly, and I don't like litigation at all. I'm
Fighting.
not really, no, no. And it's funny because we had a judge in the Orange County courts in probate that thought, I can't say that probate, you know, that beneficiaries don't get mad, that old hurts that festered don't get better when mom and dad died. They don't, it doesn't get better. And this judge once said that it's like family law on steroids. But, we try as the attorneys before mom and dad die to try to make it so that it doesn't. If a client comes in and they want to disinherit, I do try to talk. I try to reason, at least then write a letter to the child, because it's not going to get better. So I used to work with a family law, like I said. Then I worked with a firm. We did tax planning. I don't really have a tax background, but we did a lot of tax planning. It was it's kind of just doing the work. I didn't really get a lot of satisfaction. I had heard about Faye Blix, what she did, and I knew she needed somebody. So I came over and I just felt like this was the right fit. I adore my boss. She and I are not just boss employee. I've stayed here for 17 years. Our clients are wonderful. I do feel like I make a difference. And it's, like I said, when you are there helping a client and you can, once they sign and they feel good, it's a good feeling. It is a really good feeling that you are allowing these clients to feel good about leaving everything in a good, order for their kids. It means a lot to families, to parents, that they are putting things in order for their kids.
For folks in California and in the areas that you can serve, how do they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
That's good. So we do a lot of speaking. We do. I just last night I was asked to speak for Ronald McDonald House Charities. A friend of mine asked me to speak, and I did a Zoom webinar for them on wills and trusts. So we do a lot of speaking. I belong to a lot of organizations, and we do have a website, although it hasn't been updated in a number of years. But I get a lot of referrals from colleagues. I belong to a Rotary organization so a lot of it's word of mouth from past clients, also a lot. And the phone rings. It's as a byproduct, I guess, of COVID. It kind of woke people up to that they needed to get things in order. And so we've gotten a lot of calls. We had calls actually during COVID, and although we did shut down for part of it, when our state shut down, we were shut down for about 3 months. We did Zoom, telephone, and we actually initiated drive-through signings where, we'd meet in the parking lot, mask, gloves, and do some through the car window signings because we needed to get these people signed. And I'd have my paralegal who was the notary, and we do our signings so that things weren't completely stalled just because our office wasn't open.
Is the website that people could find you, is it blixlaw.com? Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. I think that'd be fablix.com.
Fablix.com?
Yeah.
Okay, terrific. Amy, this has been fantastic. Great insights. I really appreciate you taking the time and sharing with my audience today. And I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients in California.
Thank you very much, Mark. You've been great. Thank you so much.
Amy Haupert from Orange County, California. And this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals publish to educate their consumers, to grow their practices, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.